Hello, my peeps. Hey, we finished off talking last time in Deuteronomy chapter 30, and today we're going to find out who is going to lead the children of Israel into the promised land. And in chapter 31, verse 1, Moses tells the people that he is now 120 years old, and the Lord has told him that he's not going to lead the children across the Jordan River, but Joshua is. So God keeps his promise to the children of Israel and tells Moses to tell the people that they are going across and Joshua is going to be their new leader. And in verse 7, Moses calls for Joshua, and all Israel watched, and he said to him, "Be strong and courageous, for you will lead these people into the land that the Lord swore to their ancestors he would give them. You are the one who will divide it among them as their grants of land. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will never fail you nor abandon you." So Joshua is the new leader. And it would be kind of scary. It's kind of scary when you're called to be in charge. But when God calls you to do something, he's also going to go with you. And he is telling him not to be afraid, but to be strong and courageous because he's going to be with him. So when God calls you to do things that maybe you've never done before, or to take a leadership role in front of other people, maybe even in your classroom at school, the teacher asks you to do something, then you can know that you can be strong and courageous and do it. And God will be with you in whatever he calls you to do in your life. So let's go on to, let's see. They kind of repeat it several times, and Moses has a song, and Moses blesses the people. Then Moses, in chapter 34, he goes up onto Mount Nebo, and he gets to see the land, the promised land, before he dies, before he goes to be with God. So we're going to begin our new book of the Bible. It's Joshua. So if you're looking to memorize the books of the order of the New Old Testament, it's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Joshua is the very next book. So after the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, the Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' assistant. He said, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come for you to lead these people, the Israelites, across the Jordan River into the land I am giving them. I promise you what I promised Moses. Wherever you set your foot, you will be on the land I have given you, from the Negev wilderness in the south to the Lebanon mountains in the north, from the Euphrates River in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west, including all the land of the Hittites. No one will be able to stand against you as long as you live, for I will be with you as I was with Moses. I will not fail you or abandon you." Now, verse 6. "Be strong and courageous, for you are the one who will lead these people to possess all the land I swore to their ancestors I would give them." Verse 7 is a great verse to memorize. In fact, we talked about some verses that you could memorize on being courageous and not being afraid. And so I hope that you're working on one of those. But this would be a great one to memorize. Joshua 1:7. "Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the instructions Moses gave you. Do not deviate from them, turning either to the right or to the left. Then you will be successful in everything you do." And you could also go on and memorize a couple more verses. Look what verse 8 says. "Study this book of instruction continually. Meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do." Verse 9, you could just memorize verse 9, or you could memorize verses 7 through 9. That would be awesome, and you guys can so do it. Verse 9 said, "This is my command, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So Joshua is the new leader. God is going with him. He's telling him to be strong and courageous. So I hope that you guys are going to be strong and courageous today as you start your new year in school, and know that God is going with you and you can do whatever it is that you need to do. And remember that Mima Jane and your Aunt Jane, if you're my niece, love you very much. And I'll be praying for you that you're strong and courageous to do all that God has for you to do. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow.